What's up, everybody? How's it going? See if I can. Killian's in the chat room. How do I also put it where? There we go. So how is everybody today? I'm also broadcasting this on my Patreon right now. There wasn't that many. Let me. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to come back to me. Hey, good morning. From in Melbourne, it's morning. Well, it's nighttime here. Hope everybody's doing all right. Melinda, Susan, Grace, Andrea. Everybody there. Let me see. For those on my Patreon, this was going to be private on Patreon, but now nobody really was on there. There was one person on there on Patreon, but they weren't talking or whatever. So I just went live right here on YouTube. This is my galactic remote viewings. Hey, everybody out there, my galactic remote viewings, the Quasar Network of light remote viewings that I'm doing strictly on my Patreon, but I figured we would go live right now because it was a spur of the moment thing for my Patreon. And I figured we'd bring you guys all in. Hey, there's Aleph Day. See, you were in the chat room, Aleph. Something was not working with in my Patreon. You were in on Zoom right now, but you weren't talking for some reason, or you weren't messaging, so I didn't know what was going on. Greetings from California. I'm glad to have you there. So I'd rather be doing this on Patreon. So those that are on my Patreon, I would rather be doing this on there. Love you guys too. Yeah, I've been having a problem the last couple of days. My car is like dead too, so we're kind of like stuck right now. And it's been rough the last few days, but I hope everybody else out there is doing all right and everything's good. Since I could do a share screen on here, Aleph Alex Day. I think that is the same person that was on my Patreon. But we're gonna keep the Patreon open right now on the Zoom. There's a Zoom link on my Patreon, so it's for people to join. This was gonna be strictly for that, so that's still open. If you guys are on my Patreon, that's still there for you guys to join. I just I'm gonna wait a couple seconds. Hold on. Actually, I know. I think I just got out of it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, see, now I hear myself coming back to me on here. There we go. I got it. I got it set now. So how's everybody doing there? This is Saturday night here. And greetings from Austria. We'll give a shout out to the chat room real quick. Lynn in the chat room. Barb. Susan Donahue. What's going on, Susan? Sanitarium Radio. What's up, Darcy? Barb. Grace, me. Aleph. Ria. Heina, Nevermind. It's in Minneapolis. What's up? How you doing? Hope everybody's okay out there and everybody's safe and healthy tonight. And they're having a good night. Minneapolis, Root TV. Shout out to Root TV, guys. I also have a new channel that I started that I would appreciate everybody. You could find it in my description right here on my YouTube page. I also made a post about it earlier. It's called Combat Sports TV International. Well, I'll be doing a lot of videos and interviews about not just combat sports, but also spiritual warfare, and how martial arts is a way to battle that, is another way of battling that. So we're going to be talking about right now a very interesting topic. I think I can share my screen on um on Zoom here for everybody, because we're going to be talking about a very interesting location tonight. This was going to be strictly for my Patreon, so it's a little bit of a treat doing this on YouTube for you guys all tonight. But I urge you guys, if you're here on YouTube and you like my information, go to my Patreon, because this is where we're going to be doing these a few times a week. It's a new commitment I'm doing. Not only will I be doing my radio show on Saturday nights, but we're going to be doing this a few times a week right here on YouTube. I mean on Patreon, and that's patreon.com/the mystical spiral. So there's a place called Abu Ghraib in Egypt that we're going to be talking about tonight. And this is a place that, let me first go to share. I think I could share my screen on here. Pretty sure I could share my screen here. Yeah. Now you see my face here, right? So here is Abu Ghraib. Pretty sure we have pictures of Abu Ghraib. Maybe I don't have it on here. Oh, here's one picture of Abu Ghraib. Yeah, so you guys can see, let me see if I get the YouTube chat up here at the same time. If I can minimize this. All right, so you guys can see me right here, right? You guys can see. Let me know in the chat room if you guys can see this specific area we're talking about here. Hello, Allison, in the chat room. Well, let me know, guys, if you guys can see this right here. If you guys can see my screen. Hopefully you guys can. Let me know in the chat room. Yep. All right. Thank you, Aleph. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Impossible. Hey, so right here, this is Abu Ghraib, right? Northeast Logan Park. Wow. So Ria is from the same place as Susan. Yeah. So thank you, Grace. So right there, this area is Abu Ghraib. Now, Abu Ghraib means literally father of crow's nests. But the name Abu, or even Absu, is a very interesting name, because Absu can also mean the abyss, right? So this platform that you see right in front of you here is made out of alabaster. Now, what is alabaster? Why something is something slow here? Like, you guys are not. All I wanted to know is if you guys can see my share screen and if everything's in time here. Is something lagging in the chat room? Because someone just said the internet must be slow. Is something lagging over here or something? Maybe it's because I'm. Yeah, I stopped everything because you guys said it was like glitching or something. It's fine. Oh, it was fine. All right, so I'll go back to what I was doing. All right, so hold on. Yeah, so this spot right here is Abu Ghraib, right? So Abu Ghraib, like I said, is it's not just a special place. This is possibly a place of a Stargate as well. Now, um, hold on. Let me see if I can get the chat room back up so I can see what you guys are doing here. Yeah, no, I'm in the live chat. There's top chat and live chat. Oh, what's top chat? Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, right here is Abu Ghraib. Now, alabaster, the platform that you see right here is made of alabaster, which is basically like Egyptian crystal, right? So alabaster is highly crystalline, supposedly a volcanic type of rock. Now, this complex, the Abu Ghraib whole complex, is mud brick that is covered with limestone, and it's on the shore of the Abu Seer Lake. And it's there's actually um um another structure, a small structure that's in the entrance that of the called the Valley Temple. I'm not sure if archaeologists can even get in there. I know at one time they couldn't. That it was partially submerged, and there's been damage to this thing that's happened over the years, and it's known that an entrance corridor at one time in this complex ran from the portico that they have through the building and led to a causeway on the opposite side. Let me see if we can also get some other um other let me see if I can get some other pictures of Abu Ghraib for us while we're doing this, because I was actually going to talk about something completely different on my Patreon, but since we're on here, I'm not going to go to all the private stuff on here that I was going to reveal on my Patreon. But we're going to be talking about this right now, Abu Ghraib. Am I even spelling that right? Let's see what that brings up. Yeah, this is the place here. All right, so yeah, so here's the complex, the Abu Ghraib complex. And you can see here, you know, this is the platform that's in front of the now these structures, I believe one time, from at least from my viewings as well, that they were meant to be interacting with water and to generate energy and possibly even sound waves, right? And harmonic resonant frequencies that are using water as well, and granite and other highly crystallized stone can be in limestone as well. Limestone, when water goes through it, it becomes there's electromagnetic energies that happen, right? And same thing with granite, right? And there's huge red granite blocks also associated with this area. right? And Abu Ghraib, I mean, this is an ancient Kemetic area as well, like the ancient Kemetic technologies and peoples. And this place was excavated by Egyptologists in between 1898 1901 by Ludwig Burchard, and he was doing this for the Berlin Museum actually, and it was located near the city of Memphis at the time, I think. But there's a known trademark of ancient, um, you know, if you want to say Atlantis or Atlantean technology by using the red granite. The red granite is the original reason why I even started first writing about obelisks and you know, getting into the whole thing about obelisks, right? Because most of the red granite, most of the obelisks are made out of red granite, and there's a reason for this. There's a reason why red granite was used for most of these structures, right? And you know, Kemetic can also be you know, Kemetic is also like inner ancient African as well, right? Alabaster, it's a mineral stone. Well, alabaster is like it's Egyptian, basically like a Egyptian crystal, but um this is some of the stone, you know, is was why am I hearing myself? Some of this stone is made like uh some of the stuff that they find in some of these areas, like it's truly amazing. Even some of the places that have had like the remnants of comet strikes where these glass balls have been found, right? And the red granite blocks usually that, you know, and there's tons, there's ones here that are at Abu Ghraib that we see here that are, you know, that are many tons. Also that they have these huge stone basins at Abu Ghraib. Let me see if we could find some pictures of the stone basins here. Um, let me see if I could find, I think I do have. Well, this is Abu Ghraib here. Yeah, see, this is Abu Ghraib. This is now this is a huge platform too. I think the size people don't realize right here. And this is the platform where I believe it was a part of some sort of Stargate. And it's not just a Stargate for like people think to maybe, you know, people think Stargate, they start thinking of like um where they want to like move between worlds, you know, or a Stargate. I'm actually thinking some of these Stargates were put to pull comets and to actually pull into DNA and bacteria into our world through comets and meteors and asteroids. And I do believe some of them were actually calling comets and keeping the cycle of comets. And we're going to be seeing so much more coming out about comets in the coming years and months and weeks. And I've been talking about comets for a very long time. They are the technology of the gods. This is how worlds are seeded and bacteria is transported interstellarly, even, right? Now, this Abu Ghraib area, right? These huge stone basins, even. Let's see if I can show you some of these stone basins that we have here. You know, look at some of these stone basins that we have here at Abu Ghraib. For those that don't know, these stone basins, I think that's the only picture I have of it right here. But they look mechanical. They look like cogs, right? Now here they're all lined up. Now here, the way they are here because of years of excavations and things like this. Who knows how they were originally supposed to be? But these things look like mechanical cogs, and there's holes drilled into them, right? And I mean, I mean, stones of Abu Ghraib, also the stories that go along with all these stones in this area also line up with Native American tales that we have, We have the Cherokee Indians, who you could find stories about their creation, where supposedly one story even talks about them uh, coming from this unseen force, this thoughtless type or thought form type beings, these thought beings, right? Called the I forget what they were actually called, but these were beings that literally rode upon sound waves from the Pleiades cluster, and they came, rode on these sound waves from the Pleiades, from stars through a hole in space to actually the area of East Tennessee where the Cherokee were from, and created the Cherokee people. That's what they actually believed, and that humans are these thought creations of angelic forces, basically. Also, there's a similar account that's talked about by Dr. Eve Raymond, and he's a scholar who, while exploring ancient Egyptian building texts from Edfu, actually discovered information that discusses all these types of unseen, formless beings who came from the stars, right? And they actually were said to have created an island civilization in Egypt itself, right? This lines up all with what we're seeing here before you, right? And these sages, they're basically called sages, right? They constructed an original mound that was talked about in Egypt, where the creation of humankind took place. And this island, basically called the Island of the Egg, was said to be surrounded by primeval waters, right? And this Edfu story also supports almost the same exact story that we find in Plato about Atlantis, right? A city, a birthplace, a creation place of the gods, right? A place where hybrid races of humans were created. Now, I was shown that many of these Stargate platforms that we see here, of alabaster, and these different where's these other ones that I have? Yeah, these Stargate right here, that many of them have these attachments that would go on top of them, as well as pyramids, these sphere-like thought form attachments. They're sphere chambers that are also linked to telepathic connections and somehow form telepathically as well. They're brought down like almost like a craft, but it's connected to a telepathic type of capability. There's something that we don't currently have the capabilities for anymore, but at one time, in different forms, our souls could do this. And when we were in different human forms, right, possibly Atlantean forms, and they would come down on top, these spheres, and they would create impulses, and the water was related to it, and all of this, right? I was actually shown, and this was strictly basically just from my Patreon, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint. That Hold on. I'm reading what you guys were writing in there. But yeah, so basically, yeah, I got to make one of you guys. I got to make one of you guys here a moderator too. I know Susan's a good friend. She's been a while. She's been in there. I'm gonna add Susan a moderator. And then who else we got out there that's been in here? We got LF is now a patron. So you know what? Because you're a Patreon, I'm gonna make you a moderator as well as Susan. Um, any questions you guys can ask as well. It's perfect. I'll answer them in the chat room. Little raw. I'm not that little. Yeah, well, there's also, an egg location in Sicily that they call the spot of the spot of egg. Oh, oh what? Yeah, so also, and this was strictly for my Patreon that I'll give you guys a little bit of the information, but I have been doing a lot of viewings using crystals and crystal skulls, and I always talk about how you don't need a middleman to connect to source, right? And it's different when channeling is like you're using a middleman, right? And when people are even creating stargates to get to other locations or to access information, it's like creating a middleman. But we can use earth elements to help us get to that telepathic connection to source. That's a different story, right? So in some of these cases, maybe they are using some earth elements to bring a telepathic connection to source, right? It's just how it's used. The same thing is with us right now. Right now, currently, our human force cannot connect to source correctly, right? And we need something to help us form a shield around all of the harmful energies that are bombarding us, EMF, ELF, radiation, microwaves, all this stuff that's coming at us, right? We need something from that harmful shield. And that's what coppers and crystals can actually do. And they're using a lot of this technology that we're seeing is it's lost technology that we're only rediscovering now, right? So I actually was doing viewings of the Himalayan mountains using Tibetan Himalayan high altitude quartz, rainbow quartz. And I actually have some that are still smaller ones that are available still on my website. And also anybody that wants to purchase from my website tonight, I will add free crystals and coppers to each order. We're doing a big, huge sale. I got new harmonizers, new everything. We can even show some of that tonight. But using the copper, it helps me get, and the crystals help me get that connection to source. It helps bring you to that state where you can actually have that thought creation, free will frequency, where everything else is just shut off. The only time sometimes I can actually access that silence, right? Because we're getting bombarded by everything, whether it's our own thoughts, our own worries, other people's worries that get projected on us and fears. And then you add all the harmful radiation and all that. That's why I never do psychic readings or never do readings at all online anymore. I do them privately and then I'll discuss them with the person over the phone or online or whatever, but I'll never open myself up online anymore, and I want us to start doing also on my not only the readings, but also on my Patreon. I want to start doing combat prayers where privately we'll discuss on a certain time, certain place, certain minute that we will privately all together, our own private way, do a prayer to combat some of the bad that's happening on our planet. If we'll do it at a specific time where we know something's happening that needs some positive reinforcement. Yeah, shungite, copper, and crystals are perfect for that. And I have a good example of shungite. I actually have a big shungite ball in the other room and other shungite. I'm going to start carrying more shungite on my website, but the crystals and the copper, and I have everything you need there. And I was actually using, I'll show you my, so, so right here is one of my Tibetan, I'm going to share this privately with you guys. And we're going to be doing the same thing about the combat prayers as well as with my Quasar network of light remote viewings. And I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that was revealed to me about the remote viewings of the Himalayas and what I was shown. Now, I was literally using, I have some smaller ones that are Himalayan quartz as well, real smaller ones like this, real small. But I have a bigger one that's high altitude Tibetan Himalayan quartz. It's elongated skull. This is high altitude rainbow quartz, Tibetan rainbow quartz. It might not look that great on the camera because I have the light on and everything, but this is actually high altitude rainbow quartz from Tibet. You could see the rainbow in it even. This is an elongated crystal skull. And it's from the Himalayas. It took me actually 3 years to get this, right? And it by working with it and just meditating with it, I actually was tapping into all sorts of imprinted memory within the Himalayas. And I was shown a group of seers that I believe are called the Ajwan seers. And I also have amazing kind. I will get to it in a minute about the crystals. But like I said, I'm giving out free crystals and stones and copper with every order at the Mystical Spiral store. There's also a 10% off coupon code you guys can use on there as well. And yeah, I have high altitude Himalayan quartz, and I was shown a group of seers that I think are called the Ajwan seers. Now, some of these seers, they at one time in the Himalayas, they were a group of seers that were highly psychic and telepathic, ancient Vedic seers that they lived between the Himalayas and between Agartha, or an underworld other civilization that is in the bowels of our planet. And they were able to move back and forth between the Himalayas and this underworld type of Agartha, between these thought form vehicles that some people, of course, have heard the term Vimana. But these Vimanas were actually thought vehicles. They were powered by telepathic thought. And I was shown, by working with these crystals, I was shown some beautiful things and some horrific things that happened within those Himalayas. Some of it related to even comets, right? But some of it was related to giants as well. There is a cave that has giants in stasis in that Himalayas. But I was shown at one time giants doing raids into the Himalayan mountains. And I'm talking that they were able to walk up the sides of mountains like demons that were possessed in horror movies, like insects. They can literally walk up the side of a mountain like you would see somebody in a horror movie possessed, like almost crawling up the wall like an insect or like a spider or Spider-Man, right? They can crawl up mountains that way, walk up the side of mountains. And they were doing these raids inside of the Himalayas to literally eat the pineal glands and adrenochrome type juices out of these Ajwan seers. And I don't know how they ended up in the stasis, but I believe it's related to how some of them were put in a stasis inside of that cave. And nobody could come within meters of that cave, or the telepathic evil seeps into their whole being. There's a famous expedition by Dr. Moldashev in the 90s that I believe I tapped into. And I've been talking about it since I started doing videos in 2015 here on YouTube. Shout out to Akaida TV. Masaki's in the house. You know, and this was strictly going to be for Patreon. Like I said, my Zoom is running right now. You know, this is going to be just for Patreon, but since it was like a spur of the moment and not many people ended up showing up on Zoom, I figured we'd go live here on YouTube for you guys. But what you see right here is called Abu Ghraib. And like I said, the word Abu and even Absu can mean abyss as well. You know, so this might, and you can see this is a very interesting platform that we have here. right? And there's also a place that is another place that's like the gate of the gods, right? That's, let me see what's going on. Giant zombies, right? Yeah, World War Z. Well, I actually saw these giants doing raids on these specific Ajulan seers. And this might even be related to soma juice. I think there's all different definitions to what soma actually is, right? And I have actually 13 crystal skulls that are my own. And one of them, let me see if you guys can see this one. I don't even know what happened to my other one right now. Oh, here. There's one right here too. This actually is made by Master Carver Leandro. This is a smoky quartz. And Leandro is like a master carver. I think he's from Brazil. Thank you, Esma. This is made out of a light smoky quartz, and I usually keep it with other smoky quartz. I have a whole bunch of smoky quartz that I usually keep it with. Smoky quartz is good to keep you grounded to earth elements as well. And if you're going to do meditations, it's sometimes good to keep between your lap or between your feet, all of that. But I would say they're all powerful in their ways, but I have one crystal skull that's been charged specifically at a sacred dolmen at solstice throughout the years, and the cat dolmen, the balanced rock. And that's my black labradorite one. That's a very rare one, and there's another elongated one. This one is very powerful, and it's black labradorite, and it's really and it shines on the third eye really heavy. I don't know if you guys can even see it in there in this light, but it's really beautiful labradorite. And then on all over it, you could see the rainbow sheen all over it. It's very powerful, very very powerful. And these two elongated ones together are the two elongated ones are very powerful. And I would say that crystals in general, they connect to the harmonic resonant memory and vibrations of the planet. So when you carve a crystal to a certain shape, it has certain effects. Now, when you carve it to the shape of a sentient being, like the skull of a sentient being, it becomes like a crystal computer, and it helps our human brain connect to the harmonic light fields that the crystals are connected to. And that's my view of it. And I have I'll share some other ones with you guys. Because I have a lot of them. I have my little blue crystal skull is a very important one in my collection as well. Right? I have a lot of little ones that I like to work with. I even have this one is a very very nice milky quartz mixture, milky smoky quartz. This was also charged at the balanced catstone rock several times. This is another beautiful one, right? These are the ones on the bigger side, these ones that I have here. But I also have a lot of little ones that I have, and I have smaller ones available on my website. This is a lapis lazuli one. This also has some sort of like almost like an elongated underback of it. You see how the bottom is a little bit of an elongated bottom, and I have some rose quartz rose quartz ones. You can't really tell as well. Yeah, labradorite is right. And I also have different types of labradorite available on my website. Like rainbow moonstone is a labradorite. It's like a white labradorite, you know. And then, of course, you have the gray alien crystal skull. This was made by a friend of mine in India. It's the gray. And this is a high altitude Himalayan quartz, a small one. I also have another littler one. These are also smaller ones, high altitude quartz, smaller ones. Also a amethyst, smaller one here. You could find the amethyst. You could find that on my website. I have some amethyst. I have a couple of master carver, really small ones that are made out of Himalayan quartz. These are really well made, and they're very cheap on my website. Shipped and all is about $20. So, and you get free items with it. Let me put these away real quick. Yeah, I don't usually keep these out. I usually have them all packed away in little pouches and everything. But it's interesting because the other night, make my screen big again. Oh, maybe I messed up. All right, so this is the share screen again. So we'll get back to that in a minute. Let me go back to there. We're bigger now. Let me just get the shape of our realm. Have I viewed? What's up? What's up? Cindy's in the chat room as well. Cindy's a longtime friend and listener, and she just recently faced a big loss in her life. So everybody send Aqua Soul Star a huge shout out and love. Shout out to Danette, Bailey. Thank you for the super chat. So let me put these away real quick so I can actually type on a computer and move in front of me. I got all these skulls in front of me right now. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good out there. Abu Ghraib is a crazy location. There's also another place in Peru that we can talk about. And on my Patreon, we're going to be doing these private viewings on some of these locations, and to see what each person comes up with individually. And yeah, shungite is really good. I'm going to be carrying shungite on my website really soon as well. Shungite necklaces. They're already in the process of coming to me. So that'll be coming soon. And we got all sorts of things, especially the water rings, the copper water rings. These copper water rings are really amazing. For those that don't know, these fit snug around the water bottle. And I even have the ones that go around a smart meter that are perfect. Those are the best size. And if you use the combination of the AccuVac and a ring, whether it's the smaller rings or, I have beautiful bracelets, guys, as well. All of you out there have bracelets for everybody out there. Some of the bracelets nobody has really seen that are on my website. These ones, they're up on my website already. These ones are made, especially if you're a musician or if you work with your hands a lot, or something like that, oh my God, would you love these? These come with their own custom case as well. For those that don't know, their own custom case here. And it also comes with free crystals. And these are really amazing. And not only are there all these individual spirals on them, but they have a clasp, so it fits around any wrist. Really amazing. And you can see the workmanship. They're all separate spiral coils on there, and they fit around any bracelet, any wrist. I'll show you. Easy to put on. They're adjustable. You see, they go pretty much on any wrist. And I have a pretty big wrist. They're really amazing. And the copper bracelets really helped me connect to source, to who we really are, to spirit, to dream time, right? To spirit. And we're in a disillusion world of reality. We really are. And we get glimpses of who we really are and our spirit in dream time. These are called, I think I might even have them as the moon tree spiral bracelets. But I have so much that people don't even realize on my website, so much out there that most people haven't even seen probably. All different size bracelets, Ramu bracelets, empowerment bracelets, lost cubit bracelets. I even got some ones that I haven't even put up yet. They've just been new this week that I just made. Let's see right here. This is an exclusive you guys are going to see right now. All right, I brought a lot of stuff to show you guys real quick. First of all, for those that haven't seen the small harmonizer necklaces, those are really amazing. Yes, I am RH negative. So these are the smaller harmonizers. These are let me show you guys. So these are the harmonizer necklaces, infinity harmonizer necklaces. They're little mini harmonizers that go on a pendant or wherever. You can even hang them on your rear view, make them as a dog collar, right? These are really intense and they're once in a lifetime purchases. You can always clean the copper when it gets a little dirty. And the crystals, of course, will last a lifetime as well, unless you crush them, right? So they're like once in a lifetime purchases, some of this. And the craftsmanship is just really amazing. I also have personal harmonizers, right? These ones are so powerful. They're just as powerful as the bigger ones, but they don't have as far as a field of strength, right? These personal harmonizers. Now, they even have little mini coils that you can pop out and use as your own AccuBac if you wanted to. You know, I have all sorts of harmonizers for all sorts of sizes and people, right? You even have these ones, and then I have the bigger ones as well, right? And I even have big harmonizers, the ones that are over $300 that are huge. And it costs me almost $200 just to get it made and shipped, for sure. And not to mention the labor, right? So the double, these are new. These are brand new. These are the double wrapped harmonizers, right? The double wrap harmonizers have double the strength, literally. These are double wrapped. You can see the actual coil, the AccuVac coil, and the copper itself is double wrapped. As you could see, it's thicker, heavier, and it's double wrapped. Really intense. These, of course, are, let me see if I have one that's already opened. Yeah, this is my personal one here. So this is the larger royal cubit or sacred cubit tensor ring. These are my favorite. Some of them, people could fit them right over their heads and use it as a necklace and put it over their necks. I can't fit it exactly over my head. It's more like a crown, right? But this fits perfectly over your smart meter as well. And it will help with that, right? As well as so many other different elements it can help with. And there's an unseen energy field that comes out of the center of this. So if you use an AccuVac coil, these are my AccuVacs that you can find on my website. They all come with free crystals and free shipping. The price is included with shipping as well. The shipping is included unless you live outside the US, then I have to charge for shipping. But if the shipping is included, and I give you free pendant material to make it a necklace, and I give you free crystals and all sorts of things with every purchase. So if you actually use the AccuVac in the middle of here, it'll suck out the pain. You have a stomach ache, you could just tuck it in to your pants line, lay down and put the AccuVac in the center. It'll pull out the pain. It'll take about 10 minutes or so, but it pulls out pain. They put some of these copper rings. Slim Sperling, one of the guys that invented this, talks about how he put copper rings around a broken horse's leg and left it there for about 8 months, and the horse's leg healed, and it healed beautifully. They didn't have to actually put the horse down. And so there's amazing properties. I have respiratory cages that go right over your mouth and nose, and they have a strap in the back. All sorts. I have ear AccuVacs that are really amazing. Right. And like I said, I hook you guys up. Most of my customers are always return customers because I really take care of them. And there's just so much. Also, I've been giving you guys exclusive about these new products that will be up on my website within the next couple of days. And these, these are the brand new AccuVacs that we have. These are AccuVac coils. For those that, let's see, these are the AccuVacs. These are beautiful, well made, and really powerful. We also have new here's the ear AccuVacs. These go around your ear. They're actually made to fit around the ear. See, really powerful. And you can only find this at my website. Nobody else. These came from my mind. These ear AccuVacs. Nobody else has the ear ones. I have never seen anyone else make ear ones. So these are the new products that we're going to have. These are opens at the end. So they're adjustable bracelets, and you can see the beautiful endings on them all. Some of them, each one is going to be different. I got a couple of samples here. Here's another sample. where these go right on the wrist. And they're adjustable, all right? So, and I also have another sample here with another kind of ending, the cap, copper cap. This is a cube. You got the copper cubes at the end right here. And this is a copper bar, and this is a copper globe at the end. Beautiful. We also have the heavier gauge cubits. These are really strong, these heavier gauge ones. These are the lost cubits, heavy gauge rings, and these can all be worn as pendants as well, right? So you can see this is the empowerment cubit. You can see the beautiful work done on these. And these, like I said, these can all be worn as pendants as well. And they come with the, yeah, these are all bracelets. These are all bracelets, Grace. These are all bracelets we made here. And I just showed all these different bracelets. These are all bracelets. The bracelets and some of them are bracelets and pendants. Like this one is could be worn around your wrist as well. So it fits over. You could squeeze this one on. And most of them are bracelets as well. And if you're looking for a bracelet, I would say the custom one, that these adjustable ones that I showed that come with the custom case and everything, these are really the best bracelets. Really amazing. And they come with a card inside and this case and free crystals as well. So also I've been giving out free with a lot of the orders is special Hopi petrified wood. And I have certificates to go along with them as well for those that purchase it. And I'm also giving it out for free with a lot of the orders for people to see. And this is from Hopi petrified forest and really amazing pieces here. I mean, this is really powerful. I don't know how well it's going to show on the camera. These are really amazing. Show you guys. All different stages of petrified wood. Really amazing. And these are over 200 million years old. I mean, very ancient. Very, very ancient. Some of them are polished. Some of them are all different stages. Also, I still got to add a lot of the stuff on my website. Once in a while, I add some of the big ones, but I have some giant pieces of kyanite for those that are interested. I'll show you. These are kyanite specimens and frequency clusters. And I have several. Wow, something just flew. I just saw something move across. That was weird. I felt it too. So these are really amazing. And some of them I have charged at sacred locations. I have big wands of them. I have all different types of these kyanite clusters. And they're going to be available on my website as well. I have the smaller ones right now up on my website. But the big ones I'm going to start adding. I had sold a few of them here and there. But yeah, I felt something moving. It wasn't a bug either. It was like an orb or something. This room is has very much powerful stuff going on in it as well, though. Yeah, I could show you some of these ones that are going to be for sale for those that are interested. These are all beautiful kyanite clusters, huge big ones. And these ones just got to be weighed. These are fresh, brand new. They got to be weighed and priced and put on the website. Look at these beautiful pieces. Really amazing. Oh, wow, this one's nice. Beautiful. Well, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm probably going to end up going on my Patreon tomorrow as well. I'm going to schedule tonight. Thank you guys for joining me, and we're going to spiral out from here. Thank you. Larry.